Let's stop talking about Trump. We talk about him too much. We want to tell people what we're going to do for them. Yeah. Healthcare, environment, those kind of issues. For example, I've seen you on TV a lot in the last couple of years. I know everything you know, or that you tell us, about the Russian situation. I don't have a clue what you think about healthcare. I've never heard it. Yeah. I don't know whether you're for Medicare for all, or improve Obamacare, or get a chicken. I don't know what.
Well, we know that this whole smear on Joe Biden comes from the Kremlin. That's been clear for well over a year now, that they've been pushing this false narrative about the vice president and his son.
Just a few days ago, we showed you Bill Maher roasting Adam Schiff like a marshmallow at a bonfire for his massive, shameless hypocrisy and the way it sent shockwaves through the already crumbling Democratic ranks. But guess what? We're not done yet. This is part 2, and it goes even deeper into Schiff's wild double standards and his all-consuming obsession with Donald Trump. Yeah, it's giving full-on Trump derangement syndrome. If you haven't smashed that subscribe button yet, now's your chance, unless you want to miss more chaotic political drama served piping hot. Now pay close attention, because Schiff wasn't just criticizing Trump back in the day. No, this man was practically composing love songs to the idea of seeing Trump indicted. We're talking years of breathless interviews, fiery speeches, and headlines that screamed the walls are closing in, yet nothing ever stuck.
I was always of the opinion, number one, that the Office of Legal Counsel opinion that you can't indict a sitting president was wrong.
Oh, good.
That, in fact, you can indict a sitting president. I think there are prudential reasons not to try someone who's the president of the United States, but particularly when there's any risk of the statute of limitations running. If the president commits a crime, they should be indicted, and you should stay prosecution. So, But frankly, I had no expectation that that would be the course Mueller would take, even if the evidence supported it, because he is fundamentally conservative, and I don't mean left-right conservative, but he was going to follow the established policy. He was not going to make new ground. So I didn't think it was realistic to expect that he would indict the president. And those that did, I think, were unrealistic in their expectations.
Schiff turned his anti-Trump crusade into a personal brand, and the media ate it up like candy. Look, we get it. He's a Democrat, so of course he's gonna root for Biden like it's the Super Bowl. But acting like Trump is the literal boogeyman every time the guy sneezes? That's not political commentary, that's obsession. And here's the real question. Is this what America needs right now? Politicians acting like fan club presidents instead of public servants. The country's already barely holding it together. What we don't need is another phony playing dress up as a truth teller while fueling the same tribal drama that's tearing everything apart. Accountability isn't supposed to hit a dead end just because someone's wearing the right party jersey. But for folks like Adam Schiff, that concept might as well not exist. To them, power is everything, keeping their party on top, priority number one. And the rest of America, hey, they can crash and burn, as long as it doesn't mess with the agenda. Now you might be asking, where's this going? Fair question. So check out this wild clip, and when we're back, we'll break it all down. Did you hear Bill Maher actually say Schiff was acting like a Trump stalker? Because let's be real, that's not even an exaggeration. Schiff was completely locked in on taking Trump down, whether it made sense or not. Rain, shine, or zero evidence. He was gonna push for impeachment like it was his life mission. And during those years, he treated the Russia collusion narrative like it came straight from the heavens. But here's the twist that popped the balloon. Robert Mueller, the actual special counsel, came back with nothing. No solid proof, no explosive revelations, no smoking gun, just a big fat maybe. And even that was a stretch. Still, Schiff was front and center, night after night, grinning on cable news, hyping up hysteria like it was a sport. At that point, it was never about the facts. Schiff wasn't hunting for justice, he was chasing clout, headlines, and that sweet partisan spotlight. When someone's that obsessed, truth becomes optional, and due process. Just another roadblock in the way of their political fantasy. And slowly but surely, Bill Maher is peeling back the curtain on all this hypocrisy. But trust me, it gets even wilder from here.
This was our big gun. Now it just looks like you're stalking him. I think in the eyes of the people who don't follow it that closely, which is most of the country, here's the thing about Bob Mueller. He's like the last person, maybe the last thing in America that left and right agreed on. Left and right basically agreed. this is a guy of honor, this is an honest guy, this is an honest broker. Whatever he says goes. Americans are not into details. Don't read it to me, Bob. Just give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. The fact that he was like, I don't, if you couldn't impeach before, how are you going to impeach after?
Schiff was never chasing justice. Let's not kid ourselves. It was never about the truth. It was about one thing and one thing only: kicking Trump out of office by any means necessary and sliding his favorite political puppet right into the Oval Office. If you read between the lines, it's not even subtle. Schiff wasn't out here fighting for accountability. He was out here strategizing like it was chess. Every move, every speech, every so-called bombshell was aimed at flipping the power switch back to his party, no matter the cost. And here's the dead giveaway. If Schiff really had bulletproof evidence, if his case against Trump was as ironclad as he claimed non-stop, then why was he already whispering about a likely acquittal before the trial even kicked off? That's not the swagger of a man holding all the cards. That's damage control from someone who knows the whole thing's just political theater. He wasn't standing up for the Constitution. He was performing for cameras, donors, and party loyalists who wanted blood.
Here's the awful dilemma that we face. If we don't impeach him, that sends a message that this kind of conduct, this obstruction of justice, this kind of willing use of the help of a foreign adversary, all the lies and cover-up, that this is non-impeachable. At the same time, if we do impeach him, and he is acquitted as he would likely be acquitted, then the message is those are not impeachable offenses. At the end of the day, Bill, there's only one way to deal with this problem, whether we impeach him or not, and that is to vote his ass out of office.
Truth was never the mission. Control was. Headlines were. Boosting his team's scoreboard was the real endgame. And just when it seems like it couldn't get more obvious, boom! Bill Maher steps in and swings hard with a question so sharp it sliced straight through Schiff's whole act. Maher's got a gift for calling out the game, and in this moment, he wasn't pulling any punches. Watch closely, because Bill Maher tears down Adam Schiff's entire act like a surgeon with a scalpel. For nearly 7 straight years, Schiff's whole career has revolved around painting Trump as some cartoon villain. That's been his brand: Orange Man bad. Scary slogans, recycled talking points, and zero depth. But Maher slices through all that noise and throws out the one question every Democrat's been dodging like it's radioactive. Okay, let's say Trump really is a monster, but why should we vote for your candidate? Boom. Silence. Not a single strong answer in sight. Then he goes even deeper. What does Adam Schiff actually stand for? What's his vision? His message? His plan? Besides ranting about Trump 24/7, what's he got to offer the American people? And that's the real gut punch. He's got nothing. The guy isn't known for bold ideas or leadership. He's just the loudest anti-Trump echo on the block. Strip away the rants, and what you're left with is a political empty suit holding a mic and chasing airtime.
Let's stop talking about Trump. We talk about him too much. We want to tell people what we're going to do for them. Yeah. Healthcare, environment, those kind of issues. For example, I've seen you on TV a lot in the last couple of years. I know everything you know, or that you tell us, about the Russian situation. I don't have a clue what you think about healthcare. I've never heard it. Yeah. I don't know whether you're for Medicare for all, or improve Obamacare, or get a chicken. I don't know what.
But here's where the hypocrisy hits peak level. After preaching for years about how sacred truth and justice are, the moment the Hunter Biden laptop scandal exploded, arguably the biggest political bombshell in a decade, Schiff folded like a lawn chair. Instead of demanding answers, he threw himself straight into damage control. He didn't just look the other way. He went all in defending Hunter, full throttle, zero hesitation. And when people started asking real questions, Schiff didn't encourage transparency. He attacked them. Even the poor repair guy who uncovered the whole thing wasn't safe from his wrath. All that righteous outrage? Gone. Just like that. Gotta give props to John Paul McIsaac. The man kept his cool and his sense of humor, even while getting dragged through the national mud pit. He cheekily nicknamed Adam Schiff as Adam Shift, and let's be real, that label fits like a glove, because Schiff didn't just bend the truth, he shifted it, flipped it, and stretched it into a tool for pure political gain. In any normal democracy, a guy like John Paul, someone brave enough to step forward and reveal the dirt on Hunter Biden's now infamous laptop should be celebrated, protected, heck, maybe even rewarded for having the guts to speak up and expose corruption, but not in Schiff's version of America. Nope. Instead of digging into the facts, Schiff pulled the emergency media lever and jumped on national TV to do what he does best: spin, smear, and destroy. And who was in his crosshairs? John Paul, the guy who repaired a laptop. Suddenly he's a Russian spy.
John Paul, we know that your life has been turned absolutely upside down because you were accused of spreading Russian disinformation. Tell us about the last few years and what led you to file this lawsuit.
Good morning, Carly. Thanks for having me on the show. Well, the last couple of years have been pretty tough. You know, it was pretty quick out of the gate that I was labeled a hacker. And then after Adam Schiff and 51 intelligence experts decided to pen a letter and tell the rest of the American people I was a Russian asset, things have kind of gone downhill from there.
Schiff called him a Russian asset with zero evidence. None. It wasn't just reckless, it was a hit job, plain and simple. And just like that, snap, the media followed suit. Headlines lit up, talking heads parroted Schiff's words, and the whistleblower was painted as a villain overnight. No trial, no facts, just total character assassination for exposing the wrong person. Schiff didn't want an investigation, he wanted a cover-up, and instead of truth, he pushed a narrative, declaring the Hunter Biden laptop story was Russian disinformation, without so much as lifting a finger to verify a single claim. It was nothing but wild finger-pointing, wrapped up in the disguise of a national security threat. Adam Schiff marched onto national television and straight up lied to the American people. He didn't hesitate. He didn't flinch. He told everyone the Hunter Biden laptop was fake. The story was a fraud, and the whole thing was a dirty setup by, you guessed it, bad actors like Rudy Giuliani. In his words, this was nothing more than a Kremlin-style hit job, a last-minute election trick cooked up to take down Joe Biden. Schiff wanted Americans to hear Russia and instantly tune out, to write the whole thing off as another hoax. Problem solved, right? Wrong.
Well, we know that this whole smear on Joe Biden comes from the Kremlin. That's been clear for well over a year now, that they've been pushing this false narrative about the vice president and his son.
Here's the real twist. The laptop, absolutely real. The emails, 100% real. The shady business deals, influence peddling, and backdoor foreign money, also real. Schiff didn't just make a mistake. He deliberately misled the public to shield his party's star player during a critical election. And what do we get now? Accountability? Transparency? Not even close. Just silence. How convenient. It's no wonder people like Bill Maher and so many others are sick and tired of these partisan actors pretending to be moral leaders. Schiff's not alone. He's part of a whole generation of politicians who are totally locked into their party script. They twist every issue through a tribal lens and never, ever call out their own side. Country takes a back seat. Loyalty to the party comes first, and Americans are the ones left in the dark. If Donald Trump so much as jaywalks, they're ready to throw a parade for his arrest at sunrise. But when it's Joe Biden's son tangled up in a full-blown scandal, suddenly it's all Russian disinformation, and don't believe your lying eyes. The double standard is insane.
I want a group of people who are not ideologically captured by either side. I am tired of the extremes and the extremists who dominate the debate. They have the megaphone and we hear them more, but I don't think they represent what most people in the country talk about. I think almost any issue you could actually come up with a reasonable middle ground.
Let's be real, it's not about justice, truth, or integrity anymore. It's about circling the wagons around their political tribe and defending their power like it's life or death. That's not leadership, that's desperation in a suit. These folks aren't public servants. They're party soldiers playing a cutthroat game that's dragging the country through the mud. And if we don't wise up, they'll keep pulling all of us into their toxic trench of division, lies, and decay. It's way past time to start calling them out. Loudly. Let's stop pretending these people stand for something noble when all they really care about is holding on to the spotlight and crushing anyone who threatens their script. Adam Schiff. He's the poster boy for everything rotten in today's political scene. Hypocrisy, phony outrage, and a blind loyalty to party over principle. For years, he built his entire identity around attacking Trump like a man possessed, while ignoring real issues like the Hunter Biden laptop story because it didn't serve his narrative.
Let's live in the year we're living in. You know, the year 2024 is just very different very, like, night and day different from 50 years ago, even probably 20 years ago.
And when the truth finally hit, did he own it? Nope. He doubled down. And sadly, he's not the only one still playing that dirty game. Politicians like Schiff, and let's be honest, plenty on both sides, have turned politics into a twisted team sport. It's no longer about truth or accountability. It's about winning at all costs. Forget the country. As long as the party's protected, everything else gets thrown under the bus. Bill Maher nailed it with one brutal question. If all you've got is fear of the other side, what are you actually offering? And the answer, not much. Americans deserve leaders with backbone, not spotlight chasers flipping sides whenever it benefits their career. We need voices that speak up with conviction, not the same tired faces peddling outrage while hiding the real issues under the rug. It's way past time to stop settling for these fake performances. If we keep following power-hungry puppets like Schiff, we're not just stuck, we're headed for disaster. That's a wrap for today's video. If you got fired up, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts. We're just getting started. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.